Hello, my name is Lori, and I'm going to tell you today the story of St. Patrick, one of the Godly Play stories developed by Jerome Berryman and published by Church Publishing. And this is a story of one of the saints, which is not found, the story of St. Patrick is not found in the Bible, but the Bible is full of stories of people who love God and love people. And that is what saints are, or heroes of the faith, as they call them in the Lutheran Church. And there's many, many, many of these people. And when we are gathered in our Godly Play circle or in church, did you know there's more people here than you can see? They're all around us, and they come to us from the story of the whole Christian people. All of the saints in the Bible and the stories of all of the stories in the Bible that we have here, plus many more. But today is a story of St. Patrick. You ready? We tell us the church remembers St. Patrick during the season of Lent, which is the season of the color purple. And it's not quite the season right now, but we're getting ready for it. It seems that Patrick, we think, was born in about the northeast of England. And when he was a little boy, he heard a sound that nobody wanted to hear. It was the crunching and the scraping of the Irish boats as they were pulled up on the shore. They were coming to steal children. They took Patrick across the Irish Sea, and when they got to the other side, they sold him. Now, the man that bought Patrick made him a shepherd. He sent him out into the wild country to care for the sheep by himself with the help of a few dogs. And Patrick took good care of the sheep. He was a good shepherd. And the dogs understood him and loved him very much. They worked together. And Patrick would pray 100 times a day for all of them. One day, Patrick told the dogs to take good care of the sheep, and then he left. He had to travel at night so that no one could catch him. And after many nights, he began to smell the salt in the air. And as the day was dawning, he began to hear the waves on the shore. And Patrick crept to the edge of a cliff and looked down. And there below was a ship that was getting ready to sail to England. But the sailors couldn't get the big Irish dogs on the boat. They wanted to sell them in England, but the dogs did not want to go. They were big, tall, and fierce, with brown and black wiry hair. Patrick climbed down the cliff and walked right into the midst of the dogs. He sat down and began talking to them. And the dogs followed Patrick into the boat. And when the men saw that the dogs followed him there, they decided to let Patrick come along. When Patrick got home, he decided that he wanted to go back to school so that he could become a priest. The other children thought this was strange because he was so much older and taller than any of them. But Patrick didn't care. He wanted to learn to read. So Patrick became a priest. And one night, he dreamt that God wanted him to go back to Ireland. "Come back, we have been waiting for you," the people said in the dream. And Patrick went. Patrick became the Bishop of Ireland, its first bishop, and that's another kind of shepherd. It took a lot of courage to go. The people of Ireland did not like Christians. Some wanted to hurt him and even kill him. But Patrick didn't care. He loved being a priest, and he loved telling people that God is love. And this is how he taught. One day the people asked him to tell them about what the Holy Trinity was. How could there be three gods and yet only one God? And Patrick smiled, and with a twinkle in his eye, he leaned down and picked up a shamrock. And he said, "See, there are three leaves in one, and one in three." Even when Patrick was an old man, he worried a lot about Ireland and loved it very much. And he would climb to the top of a tall hill and pray for Ireland and its future. If you go there today, you can still climb to the top of that hill to pray. We remember Patrick because he traveled for God. So I wonder what part of this story you like the best. And I wonder what part of this story could be the most important. I wonder where you are in this story. What part of this story is about you? And I wonder if there's any part of this story that we could leave out and still have all the story we need. So I'm going to show you how to put this story away. Oh, and this is the booklet of St. Patrick that I wanted to show you so that you can find out more about him when you are in this room and want to know. This is a map of the world, and this is the part of the world that Patrick lived in Ireland, in the north, in the western side of the Atlantic Ocean, or the eastern side of the Atlantic Ocean. And here is a flag of the country Ireland. And this is the timeline, starting with when Jesus was born and going all through the centuries till the years 2000, where we are. And Patrick lived in around the years 300 to 400, and so very early in the timeline of the Christian people. And then this is the story that we've told, and you can read it whenever you are here. And this is the boat on which Patrick traveled, and the staff of the shepherd to remind us that he was a very good shepherd when he was a boy, and he was another kind of shepherd when he became the Bishop of Ireland. And here is the shamrock that Patrick used to teach people about the Holy Trinity. And the underlay that is purple. So I'm wondering today what your work will be, what you would like to do after hearing this story. And thank you for listening. May God bless you and be with you, and may you have all of the friends and family in this communion of people loving each other and loving God and being the communion of saints, of which Patrick is one of them.